So I'm very excited that on today's podcast we have a village visionary. Now, a village visionary is a person who is leading the way in their community, holding space for parents and babies in the first 1001 days of life from conception to two. It's a person who has stepped up, even though they might have been a little bit fearful, might not know the way, might sometimes say, "What the heck am I doing?" like we all do when we're leading. But she's absolutely incredible. So I really wanted to introduce on today's podcast, Keeley, and welcome her to
Thank you.
share her story of how she's become a village visionary and also her other amazing talents that have literally blown me away when she came and spoke at the event. So, Keeley, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for giving me the opportunity today to be on this podcast with you. It's a bit of a fangirl moment for me after uh, signing up a while back now and, finally taking that dive into doing something that we're called to do. And yes, so speaking to you one to one, how amazing. Thank you.
Oh. So, for those of you who don't know what the Village Visionary Program or what it's about, it's really it's another layer to maybe holding parent and baby classes, which of course is incredible and absolutely needed. But Village Visionary Program is really about sort of bringing your own unique spin on it. You know, really bringing your creative vision into reality, and that's most definitely the vibe of Keeley. So I just want to ask you, Keeley, like what I mean, I do know the answer to this, but obviously people listening don't. What's brought you to this point? What has been your motivation to walk the path?
Having children has given me the drive, the um the oomph to go, I'd say. So a little bit as obviously from my own childhood experiences and then having my own children, it's just the change in that generational norms that I kind of identified may not have been how a child should be brought up, and I have done or I am doing anything I can possibly do to change myself and just look into and educate myself on how to be one the best mum that I can possibly be. But now it's to extend that practice. And so yeah, that's what led me to be here and do it. And when I saw Blossom and Berry, it was just what I'd been calling for, straight put in front of my face, and it absolutely resonated with me in so many shapes, ways, and forms that I just had to take the leap.
Because it is elite. Because I think I remember you saying that you were looking at the baby massage and baby yoga, and then suddenly you were like, "No, I'm just going to go all in." And that was
Yeah,
bold. You know, that's a really like you're just
yeah.
really honoring and celebrating you and doing that.
We have a motto in our house, so it's go big or go home type thing. So it's either we do it all or nothing. So yeah, I went to baby massage classes with firstborn, who's now 6 years old. Absolutely loved it. And then with my second, 2 years ago, I just saw even more so how much she picked up baby massage, and I just loved it. And I just wish I had the confidence to hold that space for other parents. And after looking through the sites and things like that, I thought there's only one way to do it, and that's to try it out. And I'm so grateful that I'm in that different headspace now because it's opened so many opportunities for me. It's actually quite incredible.
Yeah. I mean, I really feel like your vibration is 100% like service to parents. I really feel it. Like it's so authentic and embodied about how much you want to be a service to parents and babies.
I do.
It's just like radiates out of you your passion and your interest and your curiosity. And I absolutely love it because um that's what we need. We need people that are being holding these spaces now because they're being eroded because of cuts and because of like time and it's the heart of growing together is that connection and that community. And so now being a village visionary is so important. So what do you see what would be your vision as a village visionary? What would you love to see if you had a magic wand? What would you love to do?
Oh, that's a massive, massive question. Um, obviously it's embedded in our values. And another reason why I went with you is because for me, to end suffering in the world and pain, and those are all very negative things, but they're happening and they're real. And if I can just take a little piece of where I am and spread the love and educate parents on the nurturing of their children and how this can impact them individually, their community, and have a ripple effect in their community, in society, in the world, of the love that it brings and the compassion, and raising empathetic people, how wonderful this world would be. So this, I understand that it's a massive, massive wish, world peace, and obviously all them lovely, lovely ideal things in life. Um, so yeah, if I had a magic wand, that'd be exactly it. However, I know realistically it starts at home, which is so, so true. And just giving me the opportunity to be able to do that, starting in my hometown, you know, I can't wait to see what it all brings at the end of this.
Amazing. So I love that. So the ultimate vision is to, bring us into our hearts so that we're, in peace, because that's the thing with love creates love. If you love
Mm,
yourself, you're so much less likely to project or judge or criticize,
mm,
and take radical responsibility. And
mm.
as parents, we have got such a role to play. Like I always say, parents are like humanitarian leaders because we are literally we're like educating humanity. Like that is human. If humanity is
Yeah,
in a baby, where is it? I mean, it's not anywhere else. We're seeing
yeah.
the effects of humanity when we're not parenting from a place of love and care, and when we see separation and division, and we see intergenerational trauma. There's a lot of that going on around the world
Mm,
right now, and then that's manifesting in wars, and
yeah,
just that sense of
exactly.
lack of compassion. So
Yeah.
it's interesting that the answer really is as simple as, listen to your baby, hold your baby, touch your baby, look at your
Respect your
baby.
baby. Yeah,
Yeah, it's, I
yeah.
mean, that's the kind of
Teach them
irony.
trust and love. Yeah, and they
Yeah.
will treat others with trust and love. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're looking for, I think we overcomplicate things, and we're looking for some,
Mm,
solution. Like maybe it's AI, or maybe there's going to be an app,
yeah.
maybe there's going to be this,
Mm.
but it isn't. It's just there, in front of us.
Instinct. It's
Yeah.
instinct. I feel like, especially in our, Western culture nowadays, which um I'm so glad, again, I know I keep saying, but I am so glad I found the Village Visionary course, because it's not just simple, you've now qualified in this course and everything. It's such a spiritual journey, or it has been for me. So I feel like in like our Western culture, there's so many policies and strict rules and type style things, and you've got to conform and be within that. And there's so much advice that's maybe political, or within a guidance of a government body. And for me to strip everything back, just some simple, simplistic things of your intuition, and to tune into a baby you have grown and connect with on no other level than
Yeah.
what can be described.
Yeah.
Is that not enough?
No, I know.
So yeah,
It is crazy because also, in terms of supporting each other, like we're looking for support, but actually that's there in smiles, in how are you, in just sitting with people. I think that's why, I teach from this place of, you sit in circle and everything's equal. We were just talking about you're coming to do the Mother Blessings course in a few weeks' time, and that's what it's about. It's like re-educating in those early spaces when you're just meeting other parents. So you're not competing with other parents. It's not about what book your child's reading or what level they're on or anything like that. It's
yeah,
about literally
no
being so
comparison.
honest and vulnerable and saying, hey, I'm really struggling with this, because in that permission, in that vulnerability, there's permission for others to share. And I think that's the thing, we're all sort of like, running in our own lanes, And the question is, where are we running and why? And why not just
Yeah.
kind of stay here and kind of hang out and create something together?
Slow
So
down a little.
yeah, it is. I mean, that is the thing that I always come back to with what we teach is it is so simple and yet it's dismissed. You know, a little bit like one of the things that we're trying to do with the Village Visionary program is always raise the value of the village because there's not
Mhm.
investment, you know, the investment that goes into early years compared to say arms, you know, weapons
Yeah.
that we
Yeah.
hold, which the reason why we're holding that is because we've come into, you know, division. You know, obviously we're feeling like we need to defend ourselves because we're under attack. But if we lived in a more cooperative way, and okay, this is very utopian, I get it. However, if you
No.
don't start dreaming that, you're never going to get there. So,
No.
you know, in your classes, I know that this is the medicine that you're going to bring.
Yeah, of
And
course.
even if you can't bring world peace, you can bring peace to your circle.
Exactly. Peace in the room. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I hope for.
Absolutely love it. Yeah. So also, I just want to absolutely celebrate you for your incredible spoken word poetry as well. So,
Thank you.
at the Village, as part of the Village Visionary program, we have an opportunity to come and speak on stage in London. And it was absolutely amazing. Actually, it was such a bonding exercise for, I think there were six or seven of you guys who did it. And it was absolutely beautiful to witness supporting and like holding people before they were going on, and everyone was a bit nervous and everything. And you offered to share your spoken word poetry, which literally blew everybody away. I don't think anyone, there wasn't a dry eye in the house. It was so incredible. So, do you want to just explain where that's come from, and obviously talk a bit about this specific one you're going to share today? You guys will get really
Mhm.
lucky because you actually get to hear it.
Mhm.
Where that came from because it's such is the thing that I love about it is it's creative, like very different, and yet the heart of it is so emotional and tender and so relatable.
Oh,
It's beautiful.
thank you. So, as I've shared with you and the fellow village visionaries before that event, I hadn't spoke any of my pieces that I've written in the past to anybody. I like journaling, so yeah, I often journal daily. But when sometimes things come to me, and it's especially when it's an emotional driven, and obviously you gave me the opportunity to get up on stage and speak, and I felt like I didn't have much to say at the time with just starting the Village Visionary course. However, I was ticking away and I thought, I need to do this. I need to do this. Step outside my comfort zone. I need to get up on that stage and I need to say something. And I just started thinking of it was a small poem at first, and then it turned into spoken word poetry, as I am now aware. The the piece that I've written that I'll be saying today is common ground for mothers, parents, those who identify as a mother or pregnant parent, and it's just where our journey starts. Like no matter where it comes from, we all become mothers or parents from this, and it shares and sheds a little bit of light onto my own experience through infertility. Which again, in my line of my business and my parent wellness, I'm hoping to spread the awareness of conditions such as PCOS and endometriosis and how long it takes to be diagnosed with these conditions and actually the emotional turmoil that they can bring with them. And I couldn't imagine, not having a supportive network, going through that and experience that and how confusing that is. So yeah, that's where that's based from.
And it is such a beautiful like medium. I'm really like encouraging you in your sessions to share, at the end of each of your sessions to share your amazing creativity because it's very yeah, it's just, I think it's the vibration of it being so creative, so personal to you as well.
Mhm.
And also, as you said, relatable and talking about these subjects and kind of seeing the how you can turn something which can be very heavy, very difficult into something that, quite frankly, is beautiful. So I absolutely love it. So yeah, would you like to share your piece? Because it's absolutely one.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. Thank you. So my piece is called My Little Pea Stick. You see, I'd always wanted to be a mum. You might think I'm mad, but I truly have from being young. I even contemplated being a teen mum. I thought it'd be really fun. Each experience is so unique. If I asked you yours about how you found out, and then I told you mine, the stories would be super different, no doubt. But what's a common theme for the majority is urinating on that pea stick for some clarity. Those that wish for the second line to appear, and for some that have their fingers crossed, wishing for it to disappear, praying for it not to be there, maybe because of fear. And then to mention the line that faded away over time. To those little babies that could not stay, for some reasons we will never know, why they grew their wings so soon and flew away. We hold them in our hearts and know we will meet them eventually one day. For me, I wished hard for those lines to show up, but naturally, I didn't have much luck. No one ever told me when I was young. Some people struggle to have children naturally, hun. There I was, with my little pea stick for the 100th time. The amount of times I would hold it up to the light. Is it there? I feel it, I do. I'm late. Maybe not. Remind me, what's the date? Double checking. What's that? Is that a second line? And then the world would crumble, and I'd have anger for this little world of mine. Who even knew there were such things as an evaporation line? No one could ever prepare for the journey ahead. For me, months of treatments and another failed attempt, my little pea stick in the bin they all went. Negative after negative, and after I would lay crying in my bed, losing hope, thoughts of life without a child going round in my head. And then when I found the strength to try just once more, 2 weeks later, you'll never guess what I saw. My little pea stick in front of me, this time shining with two lines, and yes, I shouted with glee. At last my wish to be a mum came true. It started with a pea stick, and now, my son, I have you. The love for him is something I could not compare until 3 years later when I found myself there. Treatments again in that familiar place, but knowing if it failed this time, I'd return home to his beautiful face. Nothing else mattered to me as long as I had him. We are lucky. Some people wish and never get a win. It turns out the universe granted me a few, as sometime later we found out I was pregnant with baby number two. I count my lucky stars that I am now a mum to my son and my daughter, who are filled with life, joy, and laughter. Every day I thank them both for being mine and for making my little world absolutely shine. I love them both so deeply I do. And wow, now I look at my two, my little pea sticks, how wonderfully developed are you. Thank you.
Just amazing. I love it. So,
Oh, thank
so
you.
beautiful. And it's so raw and vulnerable. And at the same time, so elegantly put together. I just absolutely love it. I wish you nothing but stages to stand on, Keeley, to do this.
Oh, I hope so. I really hope so. I'd absolutely, even reading it out, my hands still get clammy and I'm still nervous and my heart is pounding, but I'm proud that it comes from a place of, my journey and it's got hope in there and humanity and relation with other women and
Yeah.
parents. So
And
yeah.
I think that also in the space of like talking about parenting and in the world of mum, or if you identify as a mum, like there's lots of different things, but spoken word is not really so it's not so much of a thing, and yet it's so lyrical, you know. It's not like reading a poem. It's got a
Yeah.
different energy behind it. So yeah, I really hope that next year you'll come and do another one for us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah,
love that. I'd love that opportunity. Yeah,
yeah,
of course.
yeah. It's amazing. So what's your next steps? What are you looking forward to doing in the next kind of few months?
Okay, so I am hoping to go into, so currently I'm part-time employed and I have the vision of becoming completely self-sufficient of self-employment. In the meantime, I have kind of felt like I'm coming to the end of the line with my current service, and um it's been a difficult one for me. It supported me through a decade of, you know, my life really. But I have just gone into applying to be a community development manager at a baby-based charity.
Wow.
So this charity, obviously relies on donations, but it supplies parents, families, children essential needs for babies, prams, formula, nappies, clothes, car seats, cots. So I have my fingers crossed and hope that I am given this opportunity to run with that, and it'll just have impeccable, you know, timings with everything that I'm wanting to do in my wellness journey.
Yeah,
And it'll give me the opportunity to finally set up um, a day of classes for parents and children.
amazing. Wow, well, I wish you all the love and success with that,
Thank
for
you.
sure. You've definitely got the passion. I can feel it completely. So do you want to tell everyone where they can follow your journey and find out more about your classes?
Yes, of course. So my company is called Wildflowers Baby Wellness. I am on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and I have just set up the website, wildflowersbabywellness.com, where you can find out a little bit about me, the products that I have to offer, the classes, one-to-one sessions, and I do share a little bit of poetry on there as well if you are interested. And yeah, if you'd like to head over to that, like, follow, and yeah, connect.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, maybe check out some of Keely's poetry, read it, tag it, share it, you know, credit it to her. And yes, let's share a little bit of love around all of this because it is so magical. All right. Thank you so much for being on the podcast today, Keely. I really, really appreciate you. You're our shining star at Blossom and Berry for sure. And I
Oh,
really appreciate your time today.
thank you so much for this opportunity. I've really enjoyed this time. So thank you.